Hi guys, this is Tony here from Metal Ruse. You're about to sit down and enjoy an interview I just did um, over there. And so do like and subscribe so you can get all this straight into your streaming and into your consciousness as soon as it arrives. So enjoy the interview, and I will. Over to you, Tony.
Yeah,
Hey, well, welcome to you're coming to Australia soon, Tim, with your
that's right.
fantastic
Yeah,
band for the first time.
yeah. Very excited.
Yeah, yeah. You're touring with Ill Niño.
Right.
Yeah, three dates, I believe,
I think
which
so. Yeah, I think it's three.
yeah, it's
Yeah,
September. Yeah, yeah.
yeah, yeah.
You've been through a bit of lineup changes recently, haven't you?
A couple. Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
So how's
But
that
yeah,
gonna? Yeah, carry on.
we had Ryan, who was in Orgy, was with us for a few years, and then in 2019 he came into the band. He is also in another band called Julian K,
Mm,
which kind of came out of Dead by Sunrise, right? And
mm,
so and at that time we had been offered a tour, and Marky, our original lead singer, he was there a couple years before. He tried to come back, but I think he essentially is retired from playing music, or at least from this band. And so he hasn't done it for years. So we got offered a tour in 2019, and we have the core band, the four original guys from the band are still in the band. And I had sang before, and they were like, "Do you want to sing again?" I was like, "Well, let's get a singer from our genre that might be cool." And then we did a few songs with him and did some tours. And then it just got to a point where, like I said, he's got the other band going.
mm.
They had done a couple of albums in that time. And so we were like, well, we're going to have to make a decision, either sooner or later about what we want to do. And so it's probably been over a year, but I decided like, I'll just sing again, and we got a record deal after that, and so we're finishing up a new record right now, and so we wish the best for him. And I've said this before, we brought in some people before. The four of us have been around each other for 25 years, so I mean we're used to each other. So
Oh, good.
we can yeah, yeah. I mean we can put up with our shit, you know. Doesn't mean everybody else has to. Yeah.
Well, I suppose also with that is that if you're going to write the new material, you're going to write it to how you're going to sing it.
Oh, right. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, and of course, it's funny. Like, I remember we had just gotten off Ozfest, or maybe like in 2002, and I've always been a big Zach Wild fan. And
Oh
so,
yes.
and so, and they were doing some rehearsals for something else, and we were doing rehearsals, and he came over and he's like, "Hey, I got some new, Black Label stuff." I also loved his Pride and Glory stuff too, but
Mm.
so we got in his truck and started listening to it. And he was saying like Ozzy's saying that I sound just like him, and he's like, of course I sound just like him. I've been around the guy, for
Yeah.
for hearing him sing. But yeah, so there is parts of things where I do kind of, and no pun intended or intended, but through osmosis, you kind of do sound like that. And it's kind of the music also kind of dictates that a little bit. And then I have like been working on my own style too. My
Mm.
tone's not the same, but you kind of start doing those things and start those same elements, of the songs, and just stylistically, you kind of do those things anyway.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, and that's the thing, isn't it? I mean, bands will grow. I mean, you've been around a long time. It's not like it's yesterday that you turned up, you know.
Yeah.
And bands will grow and things directions change. I was listening to your first album this morning, in fact, just to put my head around it. And the difference between the first one and the last one is quite metered.
It's night and day. A lot of that
Mm,
has, a few of those records in there. We didn't have the core four guys. Like when we did a record called Planets,
mm,
I was the only guitar player in the band at the time, so that made it different. And then there was also probably parts of me like I think bands go through this where they go, people think you should be this, well, we're gonna be this, and and uh, and that can be good. You can have some good songs come out of that, but at the same time, it is exciting for us. This is the first time the four of us have done a record since those first couple records, so together,
wow.
so it's been cool to kind of like it sounds like that sound. Of course, we've grown as musicians, but still, it is kind of cool how it's sounding like those first records.
Yeah, sort of reigniting that sort of energy that you would have found
Right.
way back, which is
Yeah.
something exciting. Um, Now you're obviously coming here for the first time, and Australia, I'm sure, is going to be um, love your sound because it's very much a sort of thing that we like here, that kind of
Right.
the music that you make. And um, I'm just wondering, how do you do it? Like when you're writing a set list because you've not been here before, and
Right.
you've got your 4 albums, and you're like and EPs and stuff. And you're like, what?
Yeah.
Must be a tricky one.
What do you do?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, well, I think because it's our first time there, and because it's the original guys. I think that we've been concentrating on this first couple of records, and just going okay, and obviously playing the songs that hopefully people know that
Mm.
that they've seen or heard on the radio or seen on MTV or whatever it is that not that anybody sees anything on MTV
The
anymore, but
YouTube these days.
uh,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah, it's the YouTube, yeah. So we're conscious of that, and just going, hey, we want their first experience with us to be like, okay, these are the songs we want to hear. We're not gonna probably play anything new. We will hopefully the next time we come there. We
Mm.
want to come there more. We want to kind of establish a pattern of coming back there. So, like I said, it's just more about concentrating on let's play those songs. And we've had some feedback on the internet from fans in Australia. So there's a couple songs on there that older songs that we thought that we don't maybe not normally play, but we're like, oh, let's play those. People want to hear those.
Oh, brilliant, brilliant. Because I mean, it's a great tour. I mean, Ill Niño are a massive, amazing, like, groundbreaking band. And to come
Right.
along and I was talking to them the other day, and they're very excited to have you with them. Like,
Yeah, yeah. We're excited to be with them. I mean, we had played shows with them back in the day, and always loved them. And then I guess it was last year we played a show in Mexico City with them. So we hadn't really been around them, for 20 years, and then that kind of it was a festival show with like us and Drowning Pool and Kitty and Head PE, a bunch of bands that we kind of came up with. So it's fun to kind of reunite with those bands and be like, hey, why are we not playing together more? Why are we
yeah,
not doing this? Yeah, yeah. And so uh, and Dave, their drummer, always loved him. We actually did a thing together. Me and my bass player Dave and Morgan from Kitty. We did when Dimebag first when he passed away when he first passed away
mm,
around that time. Lady Dime had come to us about doing some like kind of like a concert kind of tribute thing.
yeah.
And so we went and played a couple of Pantera songs with them. So I've actually played with Dave. So
Oh,
it's always
fantastic. Yeah.
yeah. So
And that was, I mean, that
they're good
Dimebag, it
times.
feels like yesterday, doesn't it? When you think about it, it
It
was,
does. It's funny. I named my son Abbott after him,
oh,
and
cool.
because my wife was pregnant with him at the time. And it's hard to believe. My son's 20 now, so it's like it's been that.
It's mind
It's
blowing.
been that long. Yeah, it really is. And I was lucky. I'm the hugest Dimebag fan in the world, and when I met him for the first time, I mean that was an amazing story. Like so. But if you want to hear it, I'll tell it.
Yeah, no, tell it,
But
tell it. I'd love to hear it.
yeah, yeah. So it's a great story. So I had done some interviews and said I was a huge Dimebag fan. You never know. Like I was grew up a thrash metal guy. Adema's not a thrash metal band, but I was like these people like our stuff. Dude, people like. And so we were playing with Disturbed in Dallas, Texas. And so about third song in, I look over and Dimebag's standing there watching us. I'm like, what the
Oh,
fuck? What's going on, man? Like he's here, right? And so I just like after the third or fourth song, I didn't even care. I mean, it was probably I don't know 15,000 people arena. I just walked over to him. I'm like, hey man, like you're the reason why I do this shit. Like
yeah.
like I can't believe
Oh,
you're here. Like I'm all, why are you here? He's like, I came here to see you, brother. And I'm like, really? He's like, you want a shot? I go, yeah. He turns
oh,
around. He has two black tooths ready to go. And I'm like, this guy, it's just was perfect. And then so we take the shot. He said, hey, at the end of the show, there's going to be a limo out there, take you to the club because they had a club back then,
yeah.
a strip club.
Yeah.
And so I'm like, yeah. And then so then my singer, I could hear him talking to the crowd, this arena, going like, "Where's our guitar player? Where did he go?" And so I come back, walk up to the microphone, I go, just I just was hanging out with one of my buddies. And, they're like, he's like, "What are you talking about?" I go, "Well, you guys probably know him in this town. It's Dimebag Daryl Abbott." And he stuck his head out, and the whole crowd just went insane, of course. And then, so then we went to the club. A couple of us went to the club and walk in, and they had like a little VIP table, and Vinny was there, and
Oh,
uh, all they did was play our album in a loop for like the next 3 hours. So it
oh,
was like, yeah, and they're
wow.
like, you made it, brother, you did it. It was like the greatest thing ever. And then every time we ever were in that area, they're around, they came to shows, and we went to see them. So it was, it didn't, it was too short of a time, but it was definitely memories I'll cherish for my entire life.
Oh, but they're the moments, aren't they? They're the
Yeah,
moments
yeah,
where you pinch yourself and you go,
yeah.
did I really live through, did I do that? You
Yeah, I
know,
know. I think about that all the time. We've been lucky to play with so many bands and go to so many places all over the world. And so, you never take that stuff for granted.
no, it's like, it's one of those things that I never got to see him play live, sadly.
Oh, wow. Yeah.
Never got because I moved to Australia from London. And when I moved here, they didn't come here.
Yeah.
Well, not often. They probably did, but I was probably raising a family at the time. So,
Right.
you know,
Yeah. Yeah.
and so I didn't go. And then, of course, you never think they're going to not be there.
Yeah.
It's like when Ozzy passed, you think he's always going to be here. And
Yeah.
then
Absolutely.
it sort of,
Yeah. And well, that's the thing with Ozzy, we were on Ozfest. So it's like, I got to, I never took a night off from watching those bands. I'm like, I get to watch Ozzy 650 times. I'm gonna, they're like,
wow.
of course I'm gonna do that. You know what I mean? So yeah, so that was what was awesome about that, and
Yeah.
and just being able to meet his entire family and be around
Yeah.
that, and yeah, and when Tom Petty died,
Oh,
I had never seen Tom Petty, and so that kind of I got some of my friends and family together, and I was like, we got to go see some bands that are, that we think are still going to be there. We got to go see them, no matter what they are. So we went to a bunch of concerts just to make sure. I mean, I even went and saw Air Supply, dude.
yeah, yeah, yeah. No, no, no. You laugh, but I think we had tickets for my
No,
wife.
I'm just saying.
My wife's a fan.
Yeah, so I was like, and like the Eagles and those
Yeah,
kind of bands, and I think Hall and Oates, and it was just
yeah.
like all those bands. I was like, you gotta go see these bands, before they're gone.
Classic example was I had tickets. I had a ticket to see Dio with Heaven and Hell,
Yeah,
and I was like, no, I've got work. I can't. I've got a work interview. I can't
yeah,
go. He died. And I was like,
yeah.
what the fuck? And so
I know.
that was my moment. Like you with Tom Petty, it was like I'm not missing, and that's why.
Yeah, you can't.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and that's why I love doing this job because I get people to tell people go and see a demo, go and see. Don't sit on your hands
yeah.
because you just never know, right?
I
Just
was
never
lucky to
know.
see Dio. I saw Dio in a club. That was amazing.
Oh my
So
God.
yeah,
So
yeah. And I'm like, and I knew he was a smaller guy. I'm
Mm.
like 6'9", but I just remember because we had plowed our way to the front, of course,
Yeah.
and I just remember going, man, that mic stand is really, really low. And then he came out and just killed it, of course, but it was amazing.
Mate, giant of a man.
Yeah,
Musically, a
yeah,
giant of a man.
absolutely. Yeah,
And that's the thing, isn't it? That's why I was listening back to I really loved your stuff because I've listened back to the four albums, and over the last few days, when you coming on to chat, and I've really enjoyed listening to the journey through.
yeah,
They're very emotional albums.
absolutely. Yeah. I
They
mean,
really are.
yeah, I mean that's kind of like Marky wrote a lot of the first albums, and I kind of do a lot of the planets, and a lot of all the guys contribute.
Mm.
And so yeah, it was always kind of like and I said this before, if we were a bunch of normal dudes, it would be pretty boring. The band, but we kind of put ourselves in situations where we have to kind of be introspective and be like, what the hell's wrong with us? But and so it's and that's music is the way we kind of deal with that stuff. So yeah, it's always comes out pretty emotional, or just dealing with anything, dealing with death of friends
Mm.
and family, or just anything. So it's just that's kind of what we do. That's what we do. What music's for us.
But it's important. And I said this to someone yesterday. um, we as men, particularly of a certain age, not so being modern men, but such of an age, we're taught not to do those emotions. They're not emotions
Yeah,
that you let out to the world, right?
right.
And so we bottle it up, and there's a lot of problems. We know a lot of people that have taken, left us too early and through issues. And if they'd spoken, maybe that may have helped. And I think music like
Yeah,
this is what it's about because you can let those emotions go and you're not alone.
yeah, absolutely. That's I've talked about this many times about heavy music and metal music that it's always been misunderstood. It's seen as something
Oh, yeah.
negative, where it's absolutely the opposite of that. It's the most positive experience with fans and being a fan and with bands and it's all and being able to relate to other people and be like, oh, other people are going through this.
Yep.
It's really the main motivator for me to be in music. I had all the posters on my wall and I just remember
Yeah.
like I just want to be a part of this. That's what I mean, like. And you're right. It's funny, the suppressing of emotion. And now that I have kids that are 20
Mm.
and 17, and you mentioned kids, but it's like, our kids are the exact opposite, because we taught them like it's okay to
Yeah,
do these things.
exactly.
Yeah,
Because they've
yeah,
learned from you, which is
yeah,
wonderful,
yeah,
right?
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. So just like to let them know, like, hey, it's not healthy to keep it all bottled in. I know. It's not this story. It's like the emotion thing is like, I had couple of friends pass away. My father passed away. My older brother passed away. All these people in my life passed away like in a really short stretch of
Yep.
time. And I just remember I was the one guy that was taking care of stuff and and being like I'm the rock, whatever you want to call it. And and at the time I had two pet chickens and I never had pets, dude, like ever. And I had two pet chickens and some heat wave came and we were on vacation, but we had people taking care of them. And we came back, and I was just like, that there's something's not right here. And both my chickens had died,
Oh
right?
no.
And I just lost it, dude. Like I totally lost. I'm just in my front yard, just bawling, because it was just the last thing, It was like one
Yeah.
of those. And my kids were like, "What the hell? You've had parents die and your brother die, nothing,
It's
but the
just
chickens
twist.
die."
Yeah, it's. Do you know what though? That is exactly what music does, though. I lost my
Yeah.
father and my brother in a very short space of time last year, and my cat was very sick. And I remember I'm not a religious man, but I went into my garden. I went, "You can have my dad, you can take my brother, but don't take my cat."
No, I know it's
Quite
crazy. Yeah.
loudly into the atmosphere, right?
Yeah, exactly. No, people must have thought, what is going on over there
Yeah, yeah,
with
yeah.
me? Yeah, yeah, but yeah, it's just like I said, it's just you can only suppress it so long, and like you said, music is just a way, and that's the cool thing about music too is and being able to play those songs over and over again. You're just always reminded, or to go listen to your favorite bands.
Yeah.
That's the great thing about it.
Isn't it wonderful? Because you'll put a track on and it will just remind you of those moments, you know.
Yeah.
And then there'll be what's lovely is that you'll have fans who've grown up with you
Oh yeah.
and who put on a track on, say on the first album Adema or whatever, or Planets even, and they go, that moment, I listened to it on the bus when I was like lost my job or my
Yeah.
wife left me. But there are moments that bring back those memories,
Yeah, and
either
I
sad
hear
or
that
joy.
every day.
Yeah.
I hear that every day, and that's the best part about it, hearing the stories and like I said, being a part of that. That's what
Mm.
and like we have a pretty fun song, called the way you like it, and I'll mention on stage sometimes, like, yeah, I know that you and your friends were probably driving around on gravel roads drinking during the song, so that's pretty cool.
Of course.
Not that I would say do it now, but I'm just saying like I hope we just like in essence I'm just saying I hope we brought you guys some good memories.
Of course, man. Everyone knows what you all do to different things to music. I'm sure that James Brown knew that most people made out to his music.
Yeah, 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 totally, yeah.
You
I'm
know?
sure, yeah. It's not. Sex Machine isn't a very subtle title.
No, it's certainly not. No. Oh, look, it's been fabulous chatting to you. I'm so looking forward to seeing you when you get here because,
Yeah,
as I said, it's really pleasure. It's a real pleasure at the moment to have bands like yourself who've never been here come and explore this beautiful country. I know you're here for a short time, but
yeah,
the people here and the venues, it's a different kind of world, man. I'm promising
yeah,
you, we're a different kind of audience, and
yeah. I'm looking forward to that for
yeah,
sure.
they go off. I'll
That's
just
awesome.
say
That's
that.
gonna be fun.
They
Well,
go
come
off.
find me. Come
I
find
will,
me and
man.
say hi. We'll hang out for a little bit.
Yeah, we'll do, man.
I would love that.
Yeah, keep safe. Good luck with the journey,
Thank you, sir.
and good luck with the new album that you're working on, or EP,
Thanks
or
so much, man. I
whatever.
appreciate it. Thank you. Thank you
Oh, it
so
was a
much for
pleasure, man.
everything.
Yeah, great
You
chat,
too.
man.
All
See you,
right. You
mate.
too, brother.
Bye,
Bye.
mate.